Hey guys, welcome to the Astro Chick, where we talk about everything spirituality, the law of attraction, and what's really going on in our world today. I am your host, Rachel Riley. Thank you so much for watching this podcast, for supporting my channel. It is available on Anchor, and it will shortly be available on Apple and Spotify. If you would like to support me there so I can create more content, more content, and put out more episodes for you guys. So today I want to talk about Lilith and Gemini part 2, because ever since I did the first Lilith and Gemini video, I kind of focused on it, and I went out on my own personal time and focused more on, oh my goodness, sorry guys, there's like Mercury's in retrograde right now, so please be patient with me, be patient with yourself, be patient with everyone. I'm gonna just go ahead and go into Mercury in retrograde first. Mercury in retrograde is from February 1st to, I believe, the end of February and the beginning of March. So it is going to be in the age of Aquarius. It's going to be in the sign Aquarius. Mercury retrograde means Mercury looks like it's going backwards, but the planet isn't actually turning backwards. It just looks like it. But however, Mercury represents and rules communication, travel, technology. And what does that mean when it goes backwards? It means everything is going not the way it usually should. So communication could be, it might be harder, it might be more difficult. I noticed that because I'm an Aquarius sun. I was trying to text someone and my autocorrect was going crazy. Like, usually my autocorrect will change it, but this time it was making my text messages not make sense. So I had to be really careful before sending text messages, before sending emails, before signing things. So because of Mercury in retrograde, traveling, things might be a little bit more backed up. People might be driving a little crazier than normal, and communication, it might be difficult for people to understand you, as well as technology is kind of flipping out, like my computer just did for a second. But, be patient with yourself, be patient with others. Use this time to go back and focus on projects that you started in the beginning of the year or maybe even last year, and kind of sit with yourself and figure out, okay, what is being triggered for me? What is Mercury retrograde trying to teach me? Is there a certain skill that I want to learn more? Is there something new I want to try? Should I be more patient? Should I try to communicate from a different style during this time, But Lilith and Gemini, let's get into it. So since I did my first episode on Lilith and Gemini, I took it upon myself, just because I'm a Lilith and Gemini myself, I'm very curious to go ahead and research some more. And this is what I found. So, Lilith and Gemini. If I were to put a name with Lilith and Gemini to identify with that energy, it would be the chess player. Strategy. It's all about strategy. I had this epiphany when I was watching anime with my daughter the other day. I don't remember the show. I believe it was about some orphans. Who knows? It's on Netflix. You'll find it. I can link it in the description. But in that anime, they were like playing tag, and I was just watching it, eating my blueberry waffles, and they were playing tags, and one of the kids was like, she was so mad because her friend kept beating her. He kept fighting her in this game of tag. She's like, how come you always win? Harigate, how come you always win? Oh, I was just kidding. That's what it is. And he was like, oh, well, it's not about how big I am, and it's not about being smart. The one thing that he has that you don't is strategy. And I feel with Lilith and Gemini, strategy is the one thing that you hone into, that is your superpower with your Lilith and Gemini, because Lilith is the darker part of us. This is our ego. This is the part that is rejected, the part that is taboo, our darkness. And the quicker we can accept our darkness and move forward with it, the quicker we can accept all our bright side. When you accept the dark part of yourself that you don't even want to show others, then you become invincible. You become dangerous. You become powerful in the best possible way. So finding out about your Lilith side and not pushing away these energies, saying, oh, that's not me, I'm not manipulative, I'm not a liar, I don't use people, I'm not all about me, blah, blah, blah. That's just preventing your healing. And this is my perspective on it, but I know that when I went through my spiritual awakening and I focused on embracing my darkness and embracing, my flaws and the part of myself that needed work, or the part of myself that I just want to accept, that society shamed me for, like loving my body, like showing off my body, like exploring my sexuality. For the longest time, I struggled with this because of society shamed me for so long, because I was brainwashed for so long, because everyone else was projecting all their insecurities onto me, and I, at some point along the way, I took them up as my own and put that into my identity, like, oh, I'm ashamed of my sexual needs, my sexual desires, and that I may be pansexual or omnisexual, and I shouldn't express that I should feel shame for expressing these desires and expressing my own needs as a woman and feeling good about myself. How could I do that? And it took me really honing into that energy and realizing, no, I don't accept this. I'm letting this go. I'm not bringing this into my identity, and I'm going to embrace my sexuality and who I am as a person. So with Lilith and Gemini, you guys are the chess player, though. You guys are very calculated. Gemini is an air sign, so you are very intelligent. And you realize that no matter what situation you're in, no matter how big your opponent is, no matter how smart your opponent is, no matter how more experienced your opponent is, you do realize one thing, Lilith and Gemini. And that is, everyone can be beat with a simple strategy. So for a Lilith and Gemini, if they are feeling, trapped, if they're in a situation where they don't want to be living with someone, if they're in a relationship they don't want to be, if they're in a friendship, or if they're even in a career sense, it doesn't have to do with people. It could be they're just not happy with their career, and maybe they don't have the resources yet. Maybe they don't know the people yet. Maybe they don't, have the skills that they need, and they need these skills really quick to advance in their career. Gemini and Lilith knows, hey, if I strategize this, if I just look at the strategy, I can overcome this. I can be who I need to be. I can get ahead of other people, and I can, more importantly, not get ahead of more people, but to get ahead of myself, to push myself, to elevate myself where I really need to be. Gemini and Lilith will sit down and strategize it. They'll strategize and they'll be like, okay, what are my resources? What do I have now? What do I need to get? Okay, I can take classes online. I can research things and become better at my field. I can add value to others. I can, talk to my friends of friends, and I'll notice that, because Gemini is a master observer as an air sign, as are Aquarius and Libra, but Gemini specifically watches everyone, and Gemini kind of picks up everyone's energy, especially Gemini and Lilith, and takes it for their own. They're kind of like, ooh, I like that quality in them. Ooh, I don't like that one. Ooh, people like them because they do this. Okay, I'll pull it in. And we don't tell people that with Lilith and Gemini, because it doesn't mean you're a Gemini sun when you have a little Lilith and Gemini, because I'm an Aquarius and I'm also Virgo moon. But with it in your Lilith, it's the hidden part of you. So you're taking these things and you're not telling anyone. You're taking them and you're kind of using them to get ahead in life, as you should, with Lilith and Gemini. So you will use the strategy, and you will focus on the resources, and then you will talk to people, and you're like, oh, let me just observe, and let me see how they made their dreams come true, and let me see who they knew, and let me see if I can get in this field, and let me start a platform over here, and let me, talk to these certain people, and let me act like I already have it, and let me do a little bit of smooth talking, a little bit of white lies here and there to get to where I need to be with Lilith and Gemini. So strategy is your best friend. You are the ultimate chess player with Lilith and Gemini, because no matter how many people you have against you, no matter how your situation is looking, your outer reality, Lilith and Gemini has an intelligent, very, very bright mind, and they know that strategy will always help them get to where they need to be. And you're very intelligent when you do this, Lilith and Gemini.